am seeing countless manifestation methods appear online every single day that genuinely make zero sense. Like pillow method, 369 method, 5 times 5 method, focus wheel method, or even better, buying manifestation spells. Please be for real. Phrases such as manifest your dream life or achieve your dream life simply became buzzwords that just confuse people and overwhelm people and make them feel like it's another marketing tactic, so they have to buy into something. But I'm here to clear this confusion up so you can manifest anything you want in life with simple and doable steps without spending money or doing weird rituals or buying loads of crystals or anything of that sort. All you need is watch this video till the end to learn exactly how to manifest your dream life, because manifestation is supposed to be easy. And if you're thinking, why would you even listen to me? I manifested highest grades at university consistently for 2 years. I manifested a healthy and loving relationship that I've been in for 2.5 years now. I also manifested this apartment I'm in right now, recording here. I also manifested a dream career path, which is what I'm doing right now. And I also manifested a trip to Paris that was paid for. I didn't spend a single penny on it, and I just came back from it. So these are my credentials. And as always, these are the timestamps and chapters of this video. So if you feel like there's anything in particular that you just want to skip to, go ahead and do that. But other than that, let's go ahead and start. So the first thing that we really need to establish before we go any further is what manifestation really is and means, and why anybody is able to achieve the dream life. First of all, manifestation does not require countless of methods to be effective, because we manifest 24/7. Everything that we have right now around us is a manifestation of the actions, the beliefs, and the thoughts that we've had in the past. So manifesting is simply making something happen. It's not magic. It never was and never will be. It's not just simple as closing your eyes, visualizing something, and then the next day it appears. No, absolutely not. When you see someone promising you that you can manifest anything you want in 24 hours or the next day, this is an absolute scam, and please do not listen to that. Manifesting is not a buzzword. It's not magic, and it's not something that can just happen just like that. It takes work, it takes aligned action, and it takes belief in order to really make something happen. And manifesting can actually get ugly. It's honestly a process, it's a journey, and it's not always linear, especially if there's a lot of blocks that you have to determine and work on. And a lot of the times, if you're trying to manifest something new in your life, you need to say goodbye to your old life, because if you want something new, you need to let go of everything that's taken up space in order to have that new thing come to your life. It's like me trying to buy something like a new sofa, for instance. How am I gonna fit another sofa in here if I don't get rid of this one first? That's literally the logic behind manifesting. So when you start manifesting, you will actually notice that there's a lot of things that will go south. I'm saying friendships, relationships, money, finance, but the reason for that is universe is making space so you can welcome new stuff in. Another thing is that you have to accept when you start manifesting is that there's no shortcuts. You shouldn't be looking and spending all your precious energy on trying to find a shortcut and get something quicker, because you are essentially wasting your time. There's a lot of things that need to be understood and changed in order to have something that you are craving. For example, if you are trying to manifest financial freedom, for instance, if your natural instinct and natural response to gain big amounts of money is feeling intimidated by it, or feeling like, oh my god, I have to spend it all right now, or all you think about is just like getting rid of it or saving it, penny pinching, how do you think you're going to be able to hold millions of pounds of dollars if you can't do it with like 1,000 or 2,000? It's literally as simple as that. Essentially, you have to be ready to get something that you want, and to be able to hold it, to be able to keep it, to be able to sustain it. Because ultimately, where you are right now is the manifestation of how you've been so far. And if you're not happy with your current circumstances, that means something needs to change. Manifesting is essentially as easy as changing your thoughts, because that's what drives every action, every belief, and everything that you do in your daily life, your thoughts and your subconscious. So now that we nailed the understanding of manifesting and what it actually is and requires, let's talk about a manifestation guide. I'm going to give you 5 steps that will essentially help you with your journey and will help you make it more understandable and clear. And all of those steps should be done together at the same time. It's not about mastering one by one, it's doing everything all at once. So the first step is get clear on your goal and your why. And the reason for that is Universe will not respond to confusion. If you want something but it's very vague and you don't even know yourself what you really want, how are you gonna get it? This is exactly as if you were taking a road trip and let's say you are trying to go from a point A to B and that is like a 100-mile drive. You wouldn't just jump into your car and just go and like just think, oh yeah, I need to go somewhere north, I guess I'm just gonna go that way. Of course you wouldn't, because essentially you're gonna get lost many times and you probably might not even end up in the point B that you wanted to get to. And that's exactly how manifesting works. You need to be clear on what you want, and when I say clear, I mean crystal clear. So if you're trying to manifest money, for instance, you need to know what amount exactly you want. Is it 1 million? Is it 1 billion? Is it 1,000? Is it 5,000? Is it 60,000? If you're trying to manifest a career, you need to know exactly what kind of career you want. So not just, oh, I just want to be like a content creator. But do you want to be known for being on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitch? What exactly do you want to be known for? The clearer you get on your vision, the easier the manifesting becomes. You can't really get something in your life if you don't know what it really is. And you can't become the person that can hold it because you don't really know what it requires. And when it comes to your why, it has to be strong, because your why is essentially the reason why you get up in the morning, even when you don't feel like it. Your why is the reason why you are not giving up. Your why needs to be so strong that whenever you think of giving up, it literally, that thought makes you repulsed, because you know the end goal, you know why you're working for it. Therefore, you are not likely to give up. You will keep going even when it gets hard, because trust me, the bigger the goal, the harder it will get at times. So essentially, your why needs to be as clear and as strong as your vision itself. Both of these things, they go hand in hand and they matter so much in your journey. They serve as reminders of what you're working towards, because like I said, there's gonna be times where you're gonna really struggle. You're gonna have times when you're gonna be questioning if you even want to do that anymore. There's gonna be times where you're gonna cry, you're gonna feel like you're lost, you're gonna lose people, you're gonna lose income, you're gonna lose so many things around you. So your why and your vision is the only thing that will keep you going and keep you standing. Step number 2 is subconscious reprogramming and evidence. So when it comes to manifesting, like we said before, what you have around you right now is the manifestation of your thoughts, your actions, and everything else that you've done in the past that led you to now. So if you're financially struggling, that means that your behaviors, your habits when it comes to spending and money brought you exactly where you are right now. Simple, logical, right? So in order to hold wealth and become financially free, you need to dig deep and understand what really is the reason behind you struggling right now. So is it because you can't hold a bigger amount of money? Is it because you penny pinch? Whatever it is, you need to dig deep, because that is where you're gonna be doing subconscious reprogramming. And what that means is basically rewiring your blocking beliefs and limiting beliefs that are blocking your manifestations. So let's say you tried affirmations and visualization and it feels like it's not really hitting. You've been doing it for a while, nothing is really changing. The reason why is because your subconscious is literally not believing it. Why? Because it needs evidence. It's not just the repetition. It needs evidence that this thing that you want is actually possible. And like I said before, that's why you need to look up success stories, people from similar backgrounds that you are, that achieved the certain thing that you want. You need to throw yourself into the spaces where those people are, because that normalizes the experience, the thing that you want to you and your subconscious, makes it feel like it's possible, which ultimately makes it realistic. So then when you say affirmations, they actually hit because they make sense. They actually feel like, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, like that makes sense. I can actually achieve that. But if your core belief is that you are struggling and that's the only way to live, and then you say to yourself, I'm a millionaire, of course you're gonna feel like, what am I even saying? Like, you're gonna feel like you're lying to yourself. So the key thing really is repetition here. Understanding what are your thoughts, what are your beliefs, and how you can rewire them, and finding the evidence every single day. Open your mind to the possibility. So instead of looking at success stories and feeling skeptical and feeling like they probably had it easier than me, try and really open your mind to the fact that maybe no, maybe they actually didn't. Maybe they had it much harder than you. We don't see half of the stuff that people are going through online. So don't automatically assume just because they are somewhere else, that means they had it easy. Because maybe they haven't. There's so many people that went from homelessness to being millionaires. The key is to opening your mind to the possibility and feeding your brain evidence affirmations, and visualization, so then your subconscious rewires itself, and it will take time. It's not something that can happen overnight, because most of the times the beliefs that you hold are rooted really deeply in you. Sometimes it will take you months, sometimes it will take you 2 weeks, sometimes it will take you 2 years. It really depends on your personal circumstances. The step number 3 is taking aligned action. So weirdly, this step is usually the most skipped over part by many people when it comes to manifesting, because I feel like as humans, we really like to stay in this fantasy land. We really like to, plan and strategize, but not actually go ahead and do the stuff that we are required to do in order to get the goal. But if you take aligned action, this is where everything changes, because nothing will happen if you don't move towards your dream life. Because again, you just doing the inner work is not enough in order to manifest something. You have to take aligned action. So that can be anything from looking for jobs, trying to expand your income streams. Maybe you are trying to learn something new, taking masterclasses, maybe going into workshops, building some sort of skills. Depending on what your goal is, aligned action is exactly what's gonna take you there. And I mean, this step is really simple as that. If you don't do anything towards your dream life, nothing will ever happen. Because like we said, manifestation is not magic. It's literally just making something happen. And to make something happen, you need to move towards it. You need to do something. You need to take aligned action. And don't get me wrong, strategizing and planning is also a part of taking aligned action, because obviously you need to know what you need to do. But if you just stick to just this phase of planning, nothing's gonna happen again, because you are not even actually trying this plan out. You don't know if it's going to work. And also, it's really important to be selective with your energy and what you do. So certain things might not be so aligned. Maybe you need to say no to a few things in your life in order to be able to take that aligned action. So for example, let's say if you're trying to be healthy and lose weight, and then you have your friends trying to ask you out to go to a party or a club, is it really aligned? No. It's not, of course not. You would say no because you made a choice, you made a promise to lose an X amount of kilos and eat the X amount of healthy foods every week. And aligned action is saying no to those things, such as going out to parties. And even 1% of progress is still progress. Don't get so hung up on being overproductive and trying to do as much as you can in a day, because you only get so many hours. Still remember that you can still have your social life. You don't need to be hustling just for the sake of that goal, because that's when it kind of becomes desperate rather than you knowing that it's gonna happen. And when it becomes desperate, then guess what? It's not gonna manifest. Step number 4 is raising your vibration. And this is simply law of attraction. You attract who you are. So if you are constantly negative, if you feel like everything is lacking and there's no possibilities, there's no jobs, there's no opportunities, and so on and so forth, you're gonna attract exactly that. Lack of possibilities, lack of funds, lack of things. But when you think about how grateful you are to be in an apartment, to live in an apartment on your own, or how grateful you are to have a phone and Wi-Fi and be able to watch a YouTube video and then everything you need about a certain skill, that's when things starts changing. Your vibration really matters. Your energy and how you are on a daily basis really matters when it comes to manifesting, because you can't really manifest anything good into your life if you're constantly negative and miserable. You should be your biggest supporter and cheerleader. I mean, you should believe in yourself deeply, because that's when things can happen so fast. For example, if you're trying to manifest a partner, a loving and caring partner, but you don't love yourself, you don't treat yourself with respect, you don't prioritize yourself, you don't protect your energy, surprise, you're gonna literally attract this kind of person into your life that, again, is not accepting you as you are, is not respecting you, is toxic, is mean, and so on. If you constantly focus on the lack of money, funds, and opportunities, that's exactly what you're gonna get. Your vibration is the strongest thing that you hold. It's literally so powerful. You can attract anything into your life. And you can raise your vibration by listening to your favorite music, wearing your favorite outfit, maybe doing makeup that you really love and makes you confident, maybe having movement in the day, maybe starting your day with a cup of matcha. Raising your vibration is essentially raising your mood, boosting your mood, and just feeling happy throughout the day. And this is not to say that you have to be constantly positive, because we are human. It's okay to feel sad, to feel overwhelmed, to feel angry or frustrated, but the point here is to not dwell in these emotions, to not drown yourself in those emotions. It's very important to establish grounding routines and routines that help you pick yourself out of a slump, because emotions such as doubt, anger, frustration, stress, anxiety, they are all very low vibrational frequencies. But you being happy, grateful, that's the highest form of frequency that you want. And the skill here is to get from the low ones to the high ones. So for example, if doom scrolling makes you feel lazy and sad, and you know, watching news first thing in the morning makes you depressed because so many bad things happening in the world, then this is a sign to cut that out of your routine and replace it with something that will actually raise your vibration. The key is to be able to reframe things and reframe your mindset and situations so that they serve you rather than go against you. And the fifth and the last step is let go and trust. This is essentially law of detachment in motion, because this is you trusting that whatever you want, it is coming to you. So this means that you focus on the present, you focus on the journey, and you focus on taking that aligned action and kind of focusing on the now rather than focusing on how it's gonna come, when it's gonna come, how am I gonna make it, when should I expect it, looking for signs, and just being so hyper focused on the end part, the goal itself, that you completely miss everything that's around you, every possibility and opportunity that, you know, normally you would be able to see, but because you're so focused on that one way, you just miss it. Obsession is never a good frequency, and like we established before, you trusting and being grateful are one of the highest vibrational frequencies. So if you trust that whatever happens to you doesn't mean that you're not gonna get that goal, that's all you need to do. When you try to manifest something new into your life, you probably will have to let go of the old things in order to have that thing come into your life. So that can be literally relationships, that can be friendships, that can be things that seem really important at the time, but in order to really get something that you really truly want, you have to get rid of them. And at times it will make literally zero sense to you, and it will feel painful, it will be sad, it will be upsetting, it will be depressing, and you'll be like, what the hell is going on? But once it settles and you start learning from that experience, that's when things will start to shift. And your job is to trust that even though this is happening and it's unpleasant, it's not nice, that doesn't mean that the goal is not going to happen anymore. That means that there's some very big blessing coming into your life that you probably can't even comprehend right now. Get excited, get grateful, be grateful for the fact that universe is teaching you a lesson. So for example, before I manifested this dream career that I am working on right now, I worked in a 9-to-5, and when I tell you that universe was doing everything in its power to push me out of it, it was doing everything in its power. I was literally crying before every single shift. I would literally take as many little toilet breaks to just go and cry because I hated the environment. I hated everything about the whole industry and where I was working. I just hated it. It was horrible. And I was just thinking to myself, I am trying so hard. Like, why is it happening to me? Universe was trying to push me out of something that didn't serve me and was not supposed to be part of my journey in order to become financially free. This job was not supposed to serve me and stay with me for a long run. And then I finally quit and became self-employed. And when I tell you that the start of being self-employed was not easy at all, I mean, I wasn't earning anything. I was literally just like so worried and just like so lost. I didn't know what I was doing. But universe gave me this time to figure out what I truly want in life and how I'm gonna get it. It prepared me mentally to be able to become the version of me that can actually handle the stuff that I want. Because truthfully, when I think about myself 2 years ago, I would not be able to just sit down and record a YouTube video like this because one, I was so scared of people laughing at me and judging me. Two, I just didn't have a strategy or idea of what I want to do, so therefore it would be all messy and chaotic. So instead, I had my time to really figure out what I want to be known for, what I want to achieve, what platforms I want to use, where do I feel most comfortable. Universe literally gave me time to figure that out in order to be able to monetize my platforms and in order to be able to really make an impact, because that's what I want to do. I don't want to be known for the sake of being known. I have a much bigger idea for myself, and the universe listens to that and it is moving everything so I can actually have that. And while before it didn't make much sense and it was frustrating, now I fully understand it. It prepped me so I am ready to get into that next stage of going after my goal. When you're trying to manifest something, it's so important, it's crucial, it's fundamental to trust that it's coming. So now that we have a simple guide on how to manifest, let's talk about useful tools that you can use to strengthen your manifestations. So I'm not talking any weird techniques, I'm talking about traditional things that you can use on a daily basis and you don't need any extra equipment for it. So first thing is, of course, affirmations. Affirmations are absolutely powerful and amazing to use, but again, like we established before, they have to hit and they have to be something that you truly believe. It doesn't have to be perfect because no one else is listening to it. It's just for you and your own sake. It can be literally a simple sentence, but whatever lifts you up and makes you feel like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, like I can believe that. That's what you want to say to yourself. And to make it even stronger, I would suggest doing it in front of a mirror. So you literally say it to yourself. And of course, as we established, it's important to repeat them every single day for them to actually make an impact. Another very useful thing is vision boards. Vision boards are absolutely amazing because they serve as a visual guide and visual reminder of what you're working towards. You look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's exactly the life I want. And that's why you need to be clear on your goal, because then you can make a vision board that reflects exactly what you want. So it can be screenshots of a bank account, it can be, you know, maybe a photo shoot, or maybe you want to be in a specific magazine. And it doesn't have to be beautiful, it doesn't have to be, you know, perfectly laid out. It doesn't matter. It's for you to look at and remind yourself every single day of what you are working towards. And vision boards paired with affirmations are really powerful. It doesn't have to be you standing in front of the vision board and staring at it for, you know, 20 minutes. It can be literally you looking at it for 3 minutes, kind of like looking at a specific thing and walking away, because your subconscious seeing this every single day will make it feel like it's more realistic and more possible. Therefore, it's gonna attract into your life. And another thing that I would recommend is visualizing. Personally, I love visualizing twice a week, 3 times a week, doing it in the longer sessions, for example 15 minutes or 20 minutes of visualization, and also doing it before you go to sleep. So your subconscious is the most malleable when you go to sleep. It's the easiest to kind of reprogram. So you want to, instead of thinking about your day when you go to sleep, think about your goals, think about your dream life, think about your future, and get excited, because this is when your subconscious is really getting reprogrammed. And also doing it in a form of meditation is also really good because you get relaxed and your subconscious again is really soaking it all in. And another thing that I want to recommend is EFT tapping. So again, EFT tapping is another form of subconscious reprogramming. It basically focuses on tapping onto medium points, energetic points of your body, and saying affirmations out loud. And another thing is, when you go to sleep, subliminals are actually powerful because again, they go straight into your subconscious. Some of them are a bit scammy, I'm not gonna lie, you have to do your research beforehand, but essentially subliminals is affirmations repeated over and over that your conscious mind can't hear, but your subconscious is absorbing it. And the last thing that I want to focus on is the law of assumption, because law of assumption is so strong and powerful that it definitely deserves its own segment in the video. So in short, law of assumption was created by Neville Goddard, and it basically means that your thoughts, your beliefs, and your values and everything that you think is shaping your reality. So when you assume that something is yours and something already happened, it is going to manifest into your life. So for example, if you assume that you are a content creator and you have 1 million followers, it will eventually manifest into your life. Law of assumption is essentially you stepping into that version of you that already has everything that you want, acting like them, speaking like them, thinking like them, moving like them, and you literally thinking that it already happened. So acting as if you already have it, even though the reality is not reflecting that, you act as if you already have that goal. So you show up more professionally to your content creation because you feel like you've got 1 million followers. You act differently when it comes to your finances because you are financially free. And a powerful technique to make law of assumption work is journaling as your future self, but in present tense. So for example, you write about your day, but from a perspective of someone that already has everything that you want. Get detailed and feel the emotion that comes with it, because law of assumption is essentially you feeling exactly how you would feel if you had it already. And the reason why law of assumption is so powerful, because your brain does not see the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So the more you align your actions and your thoughts and your beliefs and assumptions with what you want, the sooner and the faster you will manifest that into your life, because that means you can feed your brain any narrative you want, because it will believe it, it will accept it as your truth. And when it does that, it basically filters out every single thing around you. It will flag opportunities that normally you wouldn't really pay attention to because they didn't seem important. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but if you want a separate video specifically on law of assumption, then let me know. And this is the end of this video. What I want you to take away from this video is that manifesting is easy and anybody can do it at any given time, any given point in your life. All you need to do is have the understanding of what manifestation is, understand the simple steps that you need to take, and keep going and keep trusting, keep believing. You don't need any fancy things, you don't need to pay anyone to do it for you. It's literally you making your dreams happen. Let me know if you like this video and if you want any other guides on manifesting or attracting your dream life, because this is again something that I'm very passionate about. And of course, everything else is linked down below, so you can find me on Snapchat, on Instagram, and on TikTok, where I post it daily as well. But other than that, I will see you in the next video, and thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.